One of my roles is that of being a chaplain. I work with the victim relief ministry in Bakersfield, and we're the chaplains in the ER of the trauma center. So we see the worst of the worst cases, and it's a wonderful ministry because we get people who have no contact with churches whatsoever. But for anybody who is a chaplain, you want to come alongside of the pastor and to find out, what do you need? What resources would help you? How can I assist you in ministering to some of the people who are going through a terminal illness or a great loss, or the loss of a family member? Offer to help, but also reach out to them and say, here are some resources that I have read. Here are some resources that I have used before. I think they could help you in your ministry. And that's one thing that you can do. I run a grief group for a hospice ministry in my town. And this is a very specialized one. This is just for parents who have lost children. And the reason I'm running it is that I've lost both of my children as well as my wife. And there's people in your congregation probably that have gone through a loss, and maybe they're at a place where they've stabilized now, they've recovered now, and maybe they too could benefit by learning from you, or maybe they could benefit by you reaching out to them. There's a national ministry called Grief Share, which is something that you could just Google, or you could look it up online. And it's involved in over 17,000 churches across our country, which means we've got hundreds of thousands of grieving individuals. But this ministry has just made such a difference, because sometimes you had 2 or 3 people in the group, sometimes you have 20 in the group. But people learn by being with other individuals. And they learn and they are supported because they're not the only ones to deal with this. The group I work with, many of them say this is the only thing that's kept them going the last 2 or 3 or 4 years. And I mentioned the length right then because when you're dealing with parents who have lost children, it's going to go on for many, many years. It's been 29 or 30 years since my son died. I still feel his loss from time to time.